BAH Reviews My Little Pony Vlogs. This is the geek BAH Brent Hausman, and yes, I am wearing a Fluttershy hat, and holding a Fluttershy plushie. Say hello. Let's move on, because today we are going to talk about episodes 13 through 16. One more episode than I usually talk about. So let's begin right with episode 13, Fall Weather Friends. This episode basically is a competition episode, and it's actually done really well. I like these kind of things in whatever show they're done in. So Applejack and Rainbow Dash are boasting to each other about their athletic prowess. So they can't decide who's better. And they end up challenging each other to an Iron Pony contest, which obviously is a play on Iron Man contest, to determine who's the more athletic. They decide to just go with this and be the determining factor. However, Rainbow Dash has wings, and this enables her to quickly gain the advantage in the contest. So, Applejack quickly decides that they have to have one last event, to truly declare the winner. However, Rainbow Dash cannot use her wings to make it fair. And I mean, that's agreeable. It makes the contest fair and makes it so that whoever wins truly wins. And so they decide the last event will be the running of the leaves, a marathon where pretty much, I guess, the running and stomping of the hooves make the leaves fall. I guess that's how it works in this. It's not a big deal. I mean, they've explained everything else with the season, so why not fall as well? So Rainbow agrees to keep her wings tied down during the entire marathon. And Twilight, suddenly and out of nowhere, decides to participate as well, despite her honest lack of athleticism. That's the word. I mean, I didn't really get that part. I mean, why? I guess Twilight just wanted to participate in something and really get out there and do something in Ponyville to make her feel like she belongs there now. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but it is the kind of weird part of the episode. Well, in the end, Applejack and Rainbow Dash take the early lead and basically try to trick each other and mess with each other to stop them from getting to the finish line. However, because of all their constant, trying to pretty much cheat, they end up coming in dead last. Twilight ends up being in 5th place yet, having paced herself for most of the race, and then really gone into it at the very end. And I guess you could say it's a tortoise and the hare type of thing, except it's done a little differently to adhere to the My Little Pony style, and that's fine. And it worked out well. So in the end, Dash and Applejack realized that their fighting and their feuding and everything was just futile. They realized that it really wasn't helping them out and only straining on their friendship. So they agree that they're going to still have competitions, but they're going to be more friendly ones, and they're not going to be so angry at each other. This episode, like I said, it's a tortoise and the hare type of thing, but it's a really good one to show how friendship will have its ups and downs, and it will have those moments where you and your friend feel the need to compete against each other. And in the end, if you try too hard to outdo your friend, it'll just bring you down. You should try to do things in a way that supports your friend. And it's a great episode in that manner. So the next episode is episode 14, Suited for Success. This one is actually one of my more favorite episodes, I'll have to say, so far. So, Twilight brings one of her old dresses to Rarity to repair it for the upcoming Grand Galloping Gala, because Rarity owns her little dress shop and is very good with fashion and that kind of stuff. However, Rarity takes one look at the old dress and basically says, "No, I'm making you and everyone else new dresses." And actually, I can't fault her for that. That's actually a very nice thing she's agreeing to do. And I don't really know if it says in it at all. I didn't hear it, but I don't think she mentioned even charging them for it. I think she was willing to do it for free. And I'll actually give it to Rarity here. This was a very good moment for her. And considering that seems to happen very little, like in the first 2 episodes, I don't remember which one it was, but she chopped off her own tail for that one dragon. That was wonderful. But since then, she's been kind of a bitch. And excuse the language, but she has. But now, I mean, this is a very nice thing she's doing. So, she decides to do this, and she makes the dresses. However, her friends don't seem to like them for whatever reasons. So she agrees to remake them for them. And it's really nice, again, that they don't exactly like them, so she's agreeing to remake them and get their input. And at this part, she sees that her friends' demands are a bit excessive and outlandish, but she doesn't really question them. And there's this great moment in there where a My Little Pony based meme I've been seeing a lot of online with Rainbow Dash comes in. It's the first time she said it. She's talking to Rarity while Rarity's making the dress, and Rarity shows what she's got so far, and I'm paraphrasing here, but Rainbow says something like, it needs to be cooler. Maybe just a little cooler. About 20% cooler. And that's where the big 20% cooler thing came from. Now, I don't know if it's said again throughout the series, but just hearing that, I got a laugh out of that, because that was just great to actually hear that in the show. So, well, anyways, Rarity soon learns that Spike, the little dragon kid, who's always hanging around Twilight, has actually asked a famous fashion designer, I don't remember his name, to come and see the new dresses as sort of a fashion show type thing. And that kind of really puts Rarity on edge because, of course, she wants her dresses to be looked at as beautiful. However, these dresses, which are, like I said before, outlandish and all and over the top, really upset Rarity. She hates them. And it ends up, the fashion designer and the audience are disgusted by them as well. So Rarity just goes into like this depressive state, believing her career is ruined. And at this point, Rarity's friends, all of them, are feeling really guilty about it, because they did demand way too much about it. And so they complete their own gala dresses, following Rarity's original designs. And they ask the fashion designer to return and attend a second show using the originals. And this impresses the guy. I mean, he really likes Rarity's original designs. And this really raises Rarity's mood, and she's so thankful for that. And I mean, you gotta really give credit here, because it really showed Rarity in a new light and made her likable. So I really can't complain about that. It was actually a very good Rarity episode, and I almost hate to say that, but it really was. So moving on, since we're already 9 minutes in, episode 15 is Feeling Pinky Keen. Obviously a title pun of Feeling Peachy Keen. So, Twilight learns that the town's ponies believes that Pinkie Pie has this sort of sixth sense, in which her body reacts in interesting and different ways as a sort of warning to certain events, like most specifically, weather is an example. Twilight believes this cannot be because Twilight's very logical and everything, and she tries to understand the Pinky sense and how it works and thinks that it's just some kind of trick. However, there's a lot of things that happens with this, and Pinky's sense always seems to be right, and usually with Twilight getting the raw end of the deal, like being hit by doors or falling down holes. And so Pinky ends up having this really advanced sixth sense thing, and she says there's a doozy of an incident in the nearby bog where Fluttershy just happens to be at the moment. And at this point, I'm freaking out because I really didn't want anything to happen to Fluttershy. Big Fluttershy fan, of course. So, Twilight, Spike, Pinky, and Applejack all take off together to find and save Fluttershy. When they find her, she's completely safe and she's just completely safe. There's nothing wrong. However, a Hydra soon comes out of the bog and pretty much chases them. It's a really interesting scene to see that Hydra. It's unexpected, but kind of awesome. So they all escape, and Pinky tells them that her sense is still going off, that the doozy has not happened. And this is just weird, because they thought the Hydra was the doozy, of course, and that Fluttershy was going to be in trouble from it. So Twilight just becomes enraged. But she finally just gives up. She just completely gives up in trying to understand this. So Pinky's sense disappears. It just stops. And so she asserts that Twilight's revelation and all that was the doozy, and that it was unexpected. And I guess that's it. Twilight accepts that the sense is real, and that she should stop worrying about its origins. I say this is an interesting episode. I don't think it's amazing. But, I mean, it's good, and I just think the ending was a little corny, how they had it just be that. But moving on, episode 16, I have to get to this as quickly as possible, is Sonic Rainboom. To put it simply, there's a Young Flyers competition in the Sky City of Cloudsdale. Rainbow Dash is set to perform and wants to win it using the legendary Sonic Rainboom, which is basically where she mixes a sonic boom with a rainbow. She's working with Fluttershy, and Fluttershy is trying to cheer her loudest, which ends up being so cute and adorably quiet. And Rainbow gets so nervous throughout this time about the performance, especially with the teasing of some other Pegasus ponies. But Fluttershy is determined to attend and support Rainbow, and the other friends are too. So Twilight does a difficult spell, gives Rarity her own wings so she can fly up there, and the rest of them come up as well in a balloon. So while they're prepping for the competition and Rainbow is showing them around with Fluttershy, Rainbow's getting more and more nervous, and Rarity is getting way too much attention and loving it. And she's honestly, once again, being a bitch about it. Because she is just taking all the attention, and she doesn't even care that Rainbow's getting so nervous. Anyways, Rarity ends up entering the competition with Rainbow, and after some putting it off, they both go last, together. Rarity tries to show off, as usual, but her wings disintegrate in the sunlight, and she's plummeting to the ground. The Wonderbolts, who are Rainbow's heroes, try to save Rarity, but Rarity ends up kicking them and all in frustration and fear, and they're falling with her. So Rainbow sees that they're in trouble, and she uses the Sonic Rainboom to save them, and specifically Rarity. And she creates this amazingly beautiful Sonic Rainboom. She really does. And she saves them all and returns them to Cloudsdale. Princess Celestia declares her the champion, and that she gets to spend the day with the Wonderbolts, which is the grand prize, as well as have the crown of Best Flyer in Equestria. And it's just it's a really good episode. Because you see Rainbow Dash, who's normally arrogant and cocky, you see her get really scared and really nervous. And it's just really refreshing to see. And I suggest, if you see only one episode, Sonic Rainboom is definitely a good one to see. So, that's it for now. I will continue next time with my normal 3. I just wanted to get that last one in. So this is the Geek BAH Fluttershy style. Saying goodbye for now. See you next time.